Hello and welcome once again to Three Swords Tarot. We've done Death, we've done the Hanged Man, we even had a quick look at the High Priestess, and now we're having a look at another one of the unpopular but probably misunderstood cards in the tarot deck. Yep, it's number 15, El Diablo, the Devil. I'm sorry, there's some hammering going on outside. The devil often is disliked and misunderstood by people with readings, and they often fear this card. They might feel that when the devil comes up, it means they've come into contact with an evil entity. They've come into contact with a demon. Or they may feel that they were in danger of being possessed by such a demon, or there is even a demon around them. Again, my favourite phrase, that is not the case. This is not a Ouija board. Well, I wouldn't personally go near a Ouija board. I wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole. You couldn't pay me enough to use a Ouija board. But the Devil Tarot card, perfectly safe. One thing you have to remember is that when the early Christians first started preaching about the devil, or first started mentioning and depicting the devil, they had a particular model in mind. Notice the cloven feet, bent back legs and the horns. This is because they base their design of the devil on the god Pan. Now, Pan was a rather... okay, let's just say it. He was a rather horny deity who was half man, half goat. He was a satyr. And he was most famous for being a bit of a playboy, but a bit of a hound dog. He was famous for his insatiable lust, desires, sexual appetite, and of course for his many lovers and the many nymphs that he used to chase and frolic with around the forest. In fact, the pan flute is meant to be the reeds one particular nymph turned herself into in order to escape his sexual advantage. Now, the early Christians chose to make the devil look like him because they were not very big on premarital sex. Lust was one of the 7 deadly sins, and quite frankly, they wanted to put people off it as much as they could, which is why they made the devil look like this. Now, as I can tell, you can ask, well, what does the devil card actually represent? The devil card appears in a reading when you're letting things get a little out of hand. The devil card appears pretty much as a warning, and it's there to tell you to stop and think about what you're doing, thinking that you might be letting some of your more darker, more base aspects of yourself get out of control. For example, when you see the devil appear in a reading, it might be telling you that you're getting too reckless in your pursuit of pleasure. It might appear telling you to moderate your behaviour. If you're doing things to excess, the devil will appear. Or it will appear if you have made some wrong choices, or you've made choices for the wrong reasons. I see the devil more as kind of like a Jiminy Cricket kind of deal, where he acts in place of your conscience, telling you, hey, stop that, stop what you're doing and think about it. I mean, if Jiminy Cricket looked like that and has that kind of muscles, I'd gladly have him on my shoulder. The devil is not that evil in tarot. Yes, he has minions chained to him. He has minions in his control. But if you actually look, those minions can escape at any time. The chains are not that tight. They can easily slip out. And that is what part of the devil's message is. He's saying that you yourself have the power to get free of the obsessions that are controlling you, or the addictions that are controlling you. You have the power to escape whatever dark thing has hold of you at this time. Again, obsession is a big thing with the devil. So is addiction, dependency, and of course, temptation. We've all been in the thralls of temptation in some way or another in our lives. But the important thing is to not let it control you, not let it rule you, and know that you are the only one who can break free of that temptation. Now, when we look at the devil in reverse, you get the opposite image, or the opposite message. The devil is telling you that you need to watch out for unhealthy patterns, and where you have a tendency to repress your desires. Sometimes we let our desires get it too out of control, but repressing them is also not good for us. We need to have some pleasures in life, because that is what makes life so great. It's the little things that make us happy. And if we deny ourselves some of those happy things, life just becomes empty. It just becomes stale and stagnant. We all need that little something. I mean, for me, it's always cupcakes. I need a cupcake sometimes just to cheer me up, just to get me through a difficult day. I don't have them every day. I don't have them all the time. I don't have 3 or 4 to excess, but just enough to set me right again, to put my world back in place. So the devil, like I said, is not something that should be feared in tarot. Again, it is misunderstood. I mean, look how cute the little bunnies are with their little headband horns. And I just love the expression on him. That is why in some traditional depictions, the devil has his hand up, like in the universal stop it. He's stopping you from going too far, doing something so wrong that you either hurt yourself or hurt someone else close to you. And it stops you from getting that out of control. The devil, as I said, is like Jiminy Cricket. It's like the conscience that comes into play when you're straying off the right path. I hope all this makes sense to you, and I hope you start to see Lucifer, the devil, whatever the title on the tarot deck, in a better light. Not something to be feared of, but when he does come up, he's serving as a warning that you ought to check yourself. And likewise, when he comes up reverse, he's reminding you not to deprive yourself of the things that bring you joy. Don't fear letting your true self out. Allow yourself to be yourself. And you don't always have to be judged for it. Some things are just not meant to be repressed. Okay, that was my take on the Devil card. Thank you for watching once again. I'm sorry about any hammering in the background. And please check out my Three Swords Tarot page, Facebook page, which is below in the description.